I think one fine day the government decided to e-auction the non-core. And once the e-auction was introduced, Mr. Chairman, I think for the last almost 3.5 years, all complaints are just vaporized. And now it is absolutely straightforward, and there is no need for any post-mortem. Recently, I am also very happy that I think the Ministry of Textiles, Government of India, has also resorted to e-auction. And one of the Podar mills in Bombay, which was knocked down by Lodha Group, was on e-auction. And it's absolutely, it's something which is so open, so public, so much in sunshine, that very little room there exists for any favoritism or any partisan decision making. So I think we already overshot the time. I am really sorry for being a little late. I was preoccupied. There is another commission in this town with Mr. Dougal, and there was a brainstorming session at the Lakeview Guest House of various issues involved that delayed my arrival. But I can only emphasize and re-emphasize that there is a great complementarity between RTI and e-governance, and they subserve each other. And as both progress towards future, both really will grow from strength to strength. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Really glad to hear that RTI playing a role and how e-governance is reducing the corruption, which is all I think we need. So more of e-governance should happen. Actually, it strengthens our point that more e-governance, better it is. Okay, so what is your few most important points? Okay, lack of political will and commitment, capacity building, both government and private sector, literacy and language, and change management. I think let's start, we don't have time to take all four, which is what I was planning. I'll just take two, if I may, given time that we have. Lack of political will and commitment. Any ideas from all distinguished panelists how we can do that? Is there any thoughts you have?
I won't really buy the argument whole hog about lack of political will. I think there are various departments in GOI which have rather taken very accelerated growth towards e-governance. At the same time, there are certain departments which are extraordinarily sluggish. I think the sheer pressure, the sheer weight, I think today again, if I may draw the attention of the chair, the way the media is developing and the way now sort of you come with a sledgehammer blow for a small partisan decision that has taken place, you are really stripped naked. I think, Mr. Chairman, are you aware of the fact that Mr. Kalmari, for the last so many days, has refused to even appear in the Parliament? He has no face to show. So with this kind of media glare and pressure, I think wherever there are elements where there is a political will is sluggish, I am a little sanguine, I am a little hopeful, I always am optimistic that we will have more and more pressure towards e-governance.
Okay, media has a role to play, as we said. I think maybe what I'll do is I'll ask different question to each one, because let's take all four of them in some form. Sir, another point which is made is change management, and someone very specifically said that bureaucracy needs to change, and there are a lot of resistance which comes. In fact, I was very happy that there was no ego here around and stating themselves that bureaucracy needs change. I'm really overwhelmed by enlightened people on this panel. So can I ask you what needs to be done to do that? You are better placed than others. How do we change bureaucracy?
Yeah, the change management is the big issue, of course. But I feel that change management can also happen if there is a what you call political will and commitment. See, in bureaucracy, it works in hierarchy. If the top man wants that thing change should be brought in, it will come, and it has happened. Like in coal ministry, that auction is started. It's because of that political will and that things went down. So maybe that I'll rather answer to first question. That there is still political system has lot of apprehension about the IT systems because they are not exposed to that. They still feel that as if it is cutting into their powers, their discretionary powers, or they're thinking that something will be exposed. It's a fear of unknown maybe there. So there is a need for a lot of awareness creation, political executive, along with the bureaucracy. And I don't think there is any say arrangement by either government system where the political executive could be exposed to what the IT can do. And there is nothing to worry about it. A lot of apprehensions about IT can be brought down. And there may be some interest may be created in the political executive to say that, yes, there is a need for a change. And once they decide for change, I think that change, at least in bureaucracy, will certainly can come much faster as we try it at our level. Because being a part of bureaucracy, we make a change and the change goes along with the person who has changed it. But political executive, which of course, if they start change from the top, things can move much faster. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. So let's start from the top. Any thoughts you have?
No, I want to add to what Suresh is saying, that the will be there, but one problem sometimes which we face is that lack of continuity. Like there is a will for some time, and then we are not permanent, neither the bureaucrats or the politicians. So even when the officers or the ministers change, the systems should continue. That is something which we all have to concentrate on. Otherwise, each one comes and brings about his own style of administration. That is why in India, we don't function on systems. We function because of individuals and their style. So we have to resort to what happens in the West, where the face of the bureaucrat or the face of the politician is not important, but it is the systems which move on. If you go to any counter in a foreign country, you'll see, you don't see the face. You have to just put in the application and you don't know who's on the other side. But in India, we're not comfortable. One of them mentioned that they feel comfortable seeing the face of the person on the other side. We are very emotional. We need a lot of human touch and that kind of a thing. Whereas they are very mechanical. You have to just put your hand into the counter and then a coin comes out and they tell you to come and collect your whatever order or your visa or something at the counter. So that kind of system, because the human face, the importance has to come down. And we have to move towards systems. I think that would be better.
Sure, computer can help you. We can make people... Yeah.
Just to carry on what Madam said. In fact, Apple took long time to realize that Oriental, like Indians, are touch generation people. It's not true. Nobody wants to touch a bureaucrat to get his services done. We shouldn't carry that impression because otherwise I'm becoming devil's advocate for nothing. People want their work done, whether it is done by machine or done by a human being. But if human being, while counting the cash, touches more than what is desired, and what somebody was saying, last mile connectivity, the last money counted doesn't go to the pocket of the person for whom we are counting, allegedly by the bureaucracy. It is this aspect which has to be tackled. So change management, as we were saying, I don't think it deserves that clap because all of us are part of it. In terms of sir, political will, there is a will. I mean, everybody wants to govern better. So their underlying demand is there, will is there. After all, they are elected to govern. We are selected to govern and administer. It's not that this is missing. Question is how to make that demand and make us perform. There are issues. I mean, everybody thought that nobody will be using mobile set because 1, 2, 3 is written in English. It doesn't matter which language it is written, as long as it delivers. If you connect and communicate, any set, any people can handle. Even Rajasthan or even Orissa, people know how to handle a BlackBerry set also. May not be they are able to handle the encryption and decryption of it. If we are delivering, people will understand. Same thing is the way we call about speed. Speed thrills, but it also kills. Same thing is true about transparency. It thrills, but at times it kills. And I would again urge the House to not to deliberate on one issue, be concentrated. If you have only hammer as a tool, every problem looks like a nail. E-governance should not become victim of that. It is not the computer which is the problem. It is the man behind that machine is the problem. And we have to look at that person. Perhaps that's what I would like to say.